And it had your shirt off color.
Okay. You do know. You do know the correct is. Correct was the many precincts that are in communities that gave people the ability to know who their best, who their police officers were.
It was actually like a relationship, not just the
Right,
strangers coming
right.
to them everything.
Why the hell are you calling me? Why are you calling me, sir? I'm on the air. What do you want? Okay, so did I tell you that the lines were open? Why are you calling me and I haven't said call me? I'm not your friend, so I'm not your friend, so don't just call me. Cause you want to. We ain't friends. Yeah.
Ooh, this seat just got 400 degrees over here. Ooh. Y'all don't make him mad. We just getting started. He don't need to be upset to begin with.
I'll try to get you in here. More so than me.
What's that one?
This one is Instagram. Oh,
What's that big one?
that one's Facebook, and that one's YouTube. You making her the last commercial? Okay.
You the tambourine with your Venus commercial.
Huh?
You the tambourine with her commercial.
I really was thinking about it down there, and I forgot to give them how they can find me on Facebook and Twitter.
She ain't gotta take off her shades, God damn it. Motherfuckers, quit running my motherfucking show. She ain't gotta take off her damn shades. It's her shades. I've taken me out of the picture. Y'all know I'm here, shit. Does this motherfucker run this way? See, y'all pissing me the fuck off already.
Don't make him mad. I'm already in the hot seat.
Now I gotta read this shit sideways. Don't worry about what I'm allowing. You just sit there and watch the damn show. Why the fuck y'all be trying to be producers and shit? Can y'all see both of us this way, or do y'all want me to turn it back up? Cause hell, I'm having to read. Oh, and welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Nicole,
Yes, Mr. Matthews.
how you be?
I'm good.
You
In the
ready?
hot seat. They making you mad. They need to stop.
Huh?
They're making you mad. I'm already in the hot seat.
And don't worry about her shades. If she wants her shades, that's why that's her. Put the mic in the middle. Okay. Yeah, she got one of them teeny weeny voices. You got to speak up so that the people can hear you. All right?
Okay.
Nicole, you were here last week and you did a pretty good job last week, but I wanted to bring you back because I think that you're an outstanding candidate, but I want to go through some things and I'm going to give the audience, the residents of your district, a opportunity to talk with you. First of all, what are the boundaries of your district?
I am Fraser. I am Raleigh. I come all the way down. I go to Harbor Town. Yeah, I come back up. I go on the cusp of Central Garden, stopping right at Clearbrook, some of Central. Come down. I have South Memphis. Go over. I have Hickory Hill, Whitehaven. I can give you zip codes if that makes it easy.
Give me the zip codes.
I have 38106, 38103, 38104, 38105, 38107, 38109, 38114, 38115, 38116, 38126, 38127, 38132, and 38141.
So you were able to research that as a candidate for the city council, so you know all of the areas of which you would be representing.
Yeah, I had a huge
So,
map done.
okay, you have the map. So anyone living in those zip codes can vote for you.
Yes, and it's really confusing because we were talking Super District 8 and the regular district candidates. So people think they're only voting for one person. The districts are in the super districts. So you will vote for, say you have a candidate for District 6. Whoever you vote for District 6, you then still have to vote, or we would appreciate it, if you would vote for the 3 candidates in Super District 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, and that specific district. So you'll end up voting for 4 people for city council.
Okay. Who is Nicole Clayton?
Oh, she's someone who has been in the community for a while, quietly. I think that's my biggest thing. I'm used to just doing things quietly and not announcing things. For a while before I decided to run for city council, she's an educator. She feels very passionately about the things that have been going on, which is what made me decide to run. I'm just sick of politics as usual. I had a lady say, well, Nicole, what program did you go to? I didn't go to a program. I haven't been coached. I haven't been taught, tell people this, they want to hear. I haven't been groomed to be a politician. I'm literally someone who is sick of it and decided to run. That's it.
Well, when you say that this person asked you about, had you been to a what?
Like different programs, candidates. I'm
Right.
not knocking the programs. They help you be better at being a candidate. They
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's a programming. The word program, when you go to those particular programs that basically white folk run, they program you to think their way, to do politics their way. The elites like Memphis Tomorrow and all these groups, where these elitists here in Memphis, they organize their own program so that they can program niggas to be the good niggas. They program good niggas, okay? Now, if you're a good nigga, you go to those classes. If you are a nigga like me that ain't gonna go and you're not gonna allow yourself to be programmed, then you don't go. But there is no one, if you have the experience in the community, you have the heart of the community, you don't have to go to their classes because you know what is going on in your community. Are you prepared?
Yeah, can I just
Sure.
that's what bothered me. And even I'm still looking at things from the perspective, yes, I'm running as a candidate, but I'm also looking at things from the perspective of a voter. And what has frustrated me because of the things that I'm seeing, one candidate over here still running in the same race I am, bought and paid for. She's gotten over $100,000 in contributions when we're in the same forum after I was on the show. and you made the phone call. She addressed it publicly, and in her speech, she was saying that, oh, well, you know, there was a question of the money I got. Well, I earned that money. My issue with that is,
Wait. How she earned the money?
that's my issue.
Jerry Curry has only been on the council since December. She was a no-name that the white city council persons felt safe with because they did not want Ed Ford Sr. there. So they selected somebody that they thought was comfortable. Now, she's not running in the District 6 seat that she was appointed to because, first of all, she knows she can't be Ed in that district. But they need her on the council because they can count on her vote on the things that they want done. So she switched over into this particular race where you are, where there is no incumbent in the race, and they've given her over $100,000. What has she done to ascertain those dollars from the developers and the power brokers in this city? So it gives the illusion that, you know, you just a bought Negro. You've been bought and you've been paid for, and you are going to do the bidding of the master. Now,
One other thing.
huh?
I have one other thing, and I know he's
Oh,
paying you money.
Well, excuse, don't say one other thing. Just,
That's
y'all
what
like taking over my damn
I'm
show.
not taking over the show. I'm just telling you what's bothering me, what I'm seeing for people who will be voting. I'd be like, they just think people are stupid.
All right.
They really think that these people can't read or they aren't aware of the issues. The other issue I have, yes, Curry's one. JB Smiley. I have an issue because I feel like he has slithered in and tried to be on some deceitful stuff intentionally.
Like what?
Like claiming he's from South Memphis. How do you put one address on a piece of paper? I mean, I don't know if he thought that would automatically give him credibility in the neighborhood or some type of status in the neighborhood, but he's not there. So you're trying to deceive. Then he says, oh, well, he's an attorney. He's the only attorney in the race, so he understands the policies. Well, what he's shown is he's doing, don't get me wrong, I know some very good attorneys, but I also know some who use their license to steal. And all he's shown is that he's coming into the race as a fraud.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying I'm not pleased.
Are you saying that he does not live, what is it, 901 Mississippi?
I'm saying I see the moving trucks. Unless he lives in the business where they actually move people, I don't see that.
Well, one other thing I will say, because I have, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring him on the show, I have pulled a different address, and I don't know whether it's in the district or not. I have pulled a separate address other than the one that he's given the Shelby County Election Commission, and I want to know the answer. I want to know the answer as to why you have a home listed, and the home at 901 Mississippi is listed to J.B. Smiley, but that's his dad. He's J.B. Smiley Jr. There is a house, and I didn't bring the address, I believe it's on Kendall, that is registered to him. So I want to know from JB which address is the one that you actually live and reside in, and if you don't live at 901 Mississippi, then why did you place that on your registration and all that other stuff that you use to run for office? But so much for him. I'm sure that JB will call me, or his handlers will call me and say that he will come on the show one night next week. Are you prepared for office? And to run for office, at least you brought some paper in here tonight. Are you prepared, and how have you prepared yourself for office?
I'm prepared to make a difference. I'm prepared by seeing what has been going on, seeing that it is not working, seeing that the decisions that have been made to benefit the same people, and that's not working for Memphis. seeing that communities are completely overlooked, not included in the funds that they should be included. It should be more inclusive so that some of these neighborhoods that are completely abandoned or that people are allowed to come in and take over, they should have been able to get funding like everybody else. So I've been preparing myself to, it's going to be a fight because there's a mindset here in Memphis. Everybody, people who look like me have gone along to get along for so long that it's become the norm. There's very little fight, there's very little resistance, but I'm tired of it. And if you're tired of it, you need to vote for me.
Let's go back to one other factor that I want to make this audience aware of. The Claiborne name. The Claiborne name, your uncle is the person that Claiborne Homes was named after.
Correct.
I first met you some years ago when you were fighting, when the powers that be wanted, as they were revitalizing that particular area, the Claiborne Homes, they wanted to eliminate the name Claiborne from it and name it something else. And you contacted me, I was on the radio solely at that time. You contacted me, we talked about it, you got petitions, and you fought the fight to make sure that that area kept the name Claiborne somewhere in it. So now it's named
Claiborne Point at Heritage Landing, and we're actually having the memorial for my uncle this Sunday at 3:30 at Claiborne Point.
Okay, that's good. So what has been your involvement in the community? See, too many times I see people want to run for office and they have no history of involvement in the community.
Like I said, I'm used to doing things kind of quietly, but I did the Vance Avenue Coalition where I was volunteering, and we did do the Green Machine, which was a community effort to resolve the fact that there's no grocery stores. So the bus was painted, gutted, cleaned, loaded with produce, and it went through areas that didn't have grocery stores or where senior citizens couldn't get to grocery stores. So that was one effort. Then I was part of the initial Coliseum Coalition, and we were fighting to preserve the Mid-South Coliseum. There were wrestlers out there, there were speakers out there, there was a lot of activity out there a few years ago. And there's also something that I'm an advocate for kids. For right now, I volunteer for Saving Lost Kids. And what they do is they go after kids that have been abandoned or abused. They bring them back. Even after they brought them back, they work with them because a lot of times they've suffered abuse and had traumas, and they try to make them more stable mentally. But you helped me with the issue with kids I don't think you remember about.
What did I do?
Nobody knew it was me.
Okay.
But I had surgery. I had been sliced open, had 17 tumors removed. I was trying to email the substitute who was in my room at the time.
Okay.
I Googled him because I couldn't find his number, but I couldn't move. When I Googled him, all of this stuff came up about how he had been banned from school districts.
Okay.
Because of questionable behavior with teachers and students.
Okay.
I contacted my school because I panicked. I'm like, he's in the room with my students.
Okay.
They basically told me to mind my business.
Okay.
They didn't do anything. So at that point, I kept going back and forth with them, and I felt like, well, I'm gonna have to let parents know that who's in the classroom with their babies.
Okay.
Nobody would listen to me, so I reached out to you. You took care of it, aired it, pulled up everything that that particular school system had on him, saying that he was not fit to be in a classroom. He was gone by 10 o'clock that night.
The power of the Thaddeus man.
But no, I asked you to not let people know it was me because everybody kept saying, who was that teacher?
Okay.
That was me too.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel very strongly about you.
What could citizens expect for you? See, I see these bought and paid for Negroes, these Negroes who are fearful to stand up for black people. When I look at your list up here of zip codes, 38103, 0405, 06, 07, 09, 38114, 38116, 38115, 126, 127, 132, 140. We're talking about poverty infested areas, low income areas that 99% of the residents in those areas happen to look like me and you, but they're not getting the benefits from the city. So what can, and I'm gonna say this, what can the black folk in those areas, the poor to moderate income individuals who have lost all hope in the political scenery, what can they expect from you if you are elected to the office?
If I'm elected to the office, what they can expect is somebody who is not going to put their vote and give the okay for these developers and companies to keep coming into their neighborhood, taking it over without them benefiting. Like I've seen repeatedly, you can call it gentrification, you can call it whatever you want to. You can call it business as usual in Memphis, where they are allowed and they are voted on coming into neighborhoods, taking it over, and they make it so that the original people, the poor people in that neighborhood, they give them crumbs if they give them anything, and they're just pushed to the side. And you have this whole new beautiful area. They can count on me saying, no, you can't have my vote to come into this area unless it's something in place in your plans for the people that are already in this area.
What I see a lot of times, Nicole, is city council persons who say, well, I have to vote with my colleagues. My colleagues are saying this, that, and the other, and they bring nothing to their own districts. I've seen black council people vote for items that will build up downtown, build up in white districts, but bring nothing to the surrounding black areas. And I mentioned last night with the candidate that was here last night about the concourse, the Sears Towers, or whatever you call them things. I saw nothing. I saw all of that money that went into that. But I didn't see anything that went into New Chicago, Badwater, Scuttlefield, Smoky City, or any of those areas. I didn't see anything that went with those areas. And I think that the council people, the black council people on the council did a disservice to those communities.
They did.
If you, and I think that would probably be in your one of your zip code areas, because it would be attached to 103, it would be attached to 107. I know. What would your position would have been when they were talking about the funding of the concourse with city dollars? What would your statement would have been concerning the surrounding areas adjoined to that?
Can I make a statement first?
Sure.
I understand you're saying what you've seen, but if I'm elected, I'm not there to make friends. So my conscience is as a servant to the people who I'm elected for. So that's my job, to be sure that the funds reach everybody in the area.
Okay.
So my position would have been, unless there's something for all of these other areas, I see this beautiful plan and development and architectural structure that you all have created, and it is beautiful, but I'm gonna need something for these other areas as well for me to vote yes.
Okay. Let's take a commercial break, and then I'm gonna get into the hardcore questions and finish up so that you'll have time to speak with the candidate, Nicole Claver. We'll be back after these messages.
Hello.
Hey, Dave, I'm on air. I'm on air. What's up?
No, I was just gonna say, you said you were coming by tomorrow. I just wanted to know about what time.
Probably I need to cash a large check, so probably let's say about 1 o'clock.
That's perfect.
Mhm.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you I'm gonna bring you 1,000 tomorrow.
All right, that's cool.
Okay, all right,
All right. Bye.
okay. I want you to be aggressive. I want you to be aggressive on the fact that you are as angry as any other citizen.
But that's what somebody just said. Why somebody just said, "Why are you not smiling?" I said, "Call and ask. I'll tell you why."
Okay.
Yeah.
Why you what?
Why I'm not smiling? I'm not happy. All of this, I am upset about all of this. It doesn't make sense because I'm in South Memphis. Like the areas that they're talking about that didn't get any funding, I walk out the door and I see it every day. So I'm not talking about something I walk through or something I drive through. I see it every day.
Dale, remind me, I just talked to Dave. I'm gonna take him 1,000 tomorrow
Okay.
about, hell, it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be about 1 after we leave the CPA's office.
Angela, to accept, press 1.
Why are you calling me? Why are you calling me?
Why am I calling? I thought you were, what do you mean?
I asked you, why are you calling me? Why are you dialing this number at this particular time?
Okay, I'm confused with your question.
Ma'am, did I tell you on the TV that I was opening up the phone lines? Ma'am? Hello? Okay, we'll get your ass on. How many more? This is the last one. Mm-hmm. Okay. And welcome back. My guest tonight is Nicole Claiborne, candidate for the City Council Super District 8, Position 1. You know, Nicole, there are those who don't give you the chance of winning, and especially against the big dollars of Jerry Curry, J.B. Smiley, an attorney. What do you say there? What's your feelings on that?
And I do have very strong feelings about that. Number one, I think they don't give Memphis citizens enough credit because at this point everybody's tired. I know I am. That's why I'm running, because I'm sick of it. So if you want somebody who's already bought and paid for, which her statement proves, then you'll do that. If you want somebody who's slithered in and is a fraud from the beginning, then you'll go with J.B. Smiley. I mean, there is no choice but somebody who's speaking from the heart like me, somebody who's genuinely sick of it, hadn't been through the programs, and is not bought and paid for. And here's the thing. Those areas that have not been serviced by representatives, you can pull it up. There is a sheet that says these areas voted, 200 people came out of 2,500. So they're looking at the fact that you're not holding them accountable. And the only way to hold them accountable is to vote them out. So if you don't show up, they're not paying attention to you. They're not. They aren't going to do anything for your area. They're just going to say, well, you weren't going to do anything about it. You didn't even show up to vote. So you need to show up all of those areas, and you need to hold the representative of your area accountable.
Let's talk about something that is very near and dear to most people that live in the city of Memphis: public safety. The crime in the community. As a city council member, what is it that you propose that can be done from the council's basis, not for the elimination, that's not going to happen, but for the reduction of crime?
Most of the crime is occurring by younger people. And it's almost like a sense of hopelessness. I'm not gonna say like a sense, it is a sense of hopelessness. It's a sense of we don't have anything, but that does not justify, don't get me wrong, that does not justify their actions. But I would allocate for some funding to go to programs that can pull in younger people, give them hope, give them jobs, give them a way to make ends meet so that they aren't in the streets. Their time is occupied. I do believe, idle hands are the devil's workshop. If you have something to do, you're not going to have time to do this other stuff, and it's more productive. Give them something to look forward to. I don't understand what they think the young people in Memphis have to look forward to. There needs to be something to give them some sense of hope, some sense of stability, some sense of going somewhere, some pride, some respect, other than you just telling them to pull up their pants.
Okay. Are you familiar, and I asked this question last night, are you familiar with the COAC?
Yeah.
Tell me what COAC is.
COAC is when, at that time, it was a different relationship, it was a different environment between communities and the police. Mm-hmm. When police come into the communities now, it is stranger danger, everybody's on high alert. The COAC was when police were already in the community. They walked the streets, they knew the people in the neighborhood knew them. There was already an established relationship. It breeded for a completely different environment.
So you believe that the association of people in the community having knowledge of the police officers that's in those areas make the difference?
In today's climate, it does, because we are bombarded by video of abuse by police officers. When I get pulled over, I'm nervous. Mm-hmm. I can't help but be, You can't ignore facts. You can't. It's right in your face daily. So I do believe relationships with people in the community, with those officers, so that it's a genuine relationship, not just someone coming in wanting to harass them like a lot of people feel. That's not gonna work.
Okay.
It has to be a relationship. That would be like somebody coming in your house telling you what to do.
Lord Jesus.
Would that work for you?
No, it wouldn't.
But if you had a friend who came over and said, you know what, I might help you decorate just a little bit, you might take that a little bit better.
Okay. Revitalization in your district. We see the elite here trying to put all of the development money downtown and on the riverfront and things of that nature, which is the reason that Jerry Curry is getting the money from the developers, is because they need to buy her vote.
They already have.
What? Well, they already have. Okay. How do you feel about revitalization in the inner city, the infrastructure of those areas that you will be representing? What is your plan? What is your goal for revitalization and economic empowerment in those areas?
I believe it's needed. I do believe revitalization is needed. I do believe those areas need a facelift, but I think the people in those areas should still be living in those areas. I think that it just shouldn't be beautiful because other people want to move in. I think the people in those areas should also get funding.
Okay.
I think the corner stores, I mean, everybody always wants to say there's no money in black communities. If there's no money in black communities, why is every store in a black community? Why are the liquor stores in a black community? Why are the corner stores in a black community? Why is everything that wants to feed off the black community in there if there's no money?
Okay.
I believe that the people in the areas should be able to qualify for the same funding and be able to beautify their neighborhood, and people support the businesses in the neighborhood. That's the only way economic empowerment is going to happen. Every dollar that's spent, very few dollars are spent in the black neighborhood. People go outside of black neighborhoods. Then you have businesses that come in and people shop in those businesses. Those businesses are not giving back to the black neighborhoods. They're taking that money then and also going out of the black neighborhood. For any neighborhood to be successful, that dollar has to circulate in that community. That's the only way economics are going to be better in that area. You can't keep pulling money out and think it's going to get better. It's not going to work.
Okay. Minority contracts. One of the issues that has befallen me for a while is the lack of minority contracts. I know that if you're going to be in the construction of developments, that you got to be licensed, you got to be bonded, you've got to have the proper insurances. But not only in the construction area, but in the area of being vendors to the city. What do you think the proportionate number, with us being 70 to 80% of the population of the city of Memphis, what do you think the proportions of the population to the number of minority contracts should be?
It should be in proportion with the population. Right now it's between 1% and 3%, which makes no sense. You have people who do have minority businesses. You do have people who are contractors, painters, and all of this stuff, but the process is bidding. They make you bid for these contracts. And you don't know this, but at one time I was starting construction and you'd have to bid on the contracts. And I think I made people nervous because when I wasn't getting bids, when I wasn't getting the contracts, I actually walked up in the office and I wanted to see who did.
Okay.
And they looked at me. Because it doesn't make sense. The population in relation to who's getting the contracts is disproportional, hugely disproportional. There is no explanation for that. They can inflate the numbers and say, oh no, it's this number, but it's not. everybody's not, there's enough money, there's enough development for everybody to eat, for everybody to have a seat at the table, but they
Okay.
don't.
Okay, okay.
Has to be increased. It's absurd.
When we look at the riverfront and the conversation about the redevelopment of the riverfront, the leaving of Memphis in May for a year so that there can be redevelopment, what's your feelings on the riverfront development?
I think it comes to priorities. I believe there has been so much money put into things when it could have been used for things that are a bigger priority,
Okay.
a bigger issue in the city. We have homelessness, we have crime, we have so much things that money could go to help and resolve these problems. I'm not saying don't do these things, but I'm saying you have to prioritize. And what's more important? Right now, I know they're trying to make Memphis this huge tourist area, but with our crime rate being what it is, who's gonna wanna come here?
Which leads me to Bill Street. What's your feelings on Bill Street, the Bill Street Bucks, the illusion that the problem with Bill Street is black youth? And yes, there have been incidents, but I know that a lot of these incidents that is being blamed on Bill Street did not actually take place on the street. How do you feel about the Bill Street Bucks?
I feel like somebody's getting fat. Cause where's the money going?
Okay.
They've made a lot. When I say a lot, they've made a lot of money off of Bill Street Bucks. So where's that money going? Is it going to then help those areas? Because they always want to say, well, Memphis doesn't have enough money for this, Memphis doesn't have enough money for that. Okay, here's this source right here of a lot of money from Bill Street Bucks. Where's that money?
That's an interesting. One more person, then I'm gonna open up the phone lines. It's 8 o'clock. Benefits for policemen and firemen, their health benefits. Would you support an increase in benefits or an increase in pay, the return of the insurance benefits to police and firemen?
Absolutely, because I was flabbergasted when other cities were coming here to recruit police officers from us, and they were getting them because they weren't getting their benefits.
Okay.
So other people can come in and offer them something substantial, which is needed, and pull them away from where they were because Memphis won't step up to the plate. I would absolutely vote for that.
All right. Well, let's do what we do and allow the citizens now to get on board. You've heard my questions of Nicole Claiborne, and I think she's handled herself pretty well. I would love to see you and Jerry Curry debate. I'd love to see you, J.B. Smiley, debate on the issues. I don't know whether Mr. Smiley will agree. Ms. Curry has not purchased any advertising on this program, but I'm sure she will with White TV. I'm hearing that they're going to spend $50,000 to $60,000 on white medium. Okay, I got an issue with that, but you know, I know, and I've been told that her husband watches every day. So, Mr. Husband, Mr. Curry, tell your wife she need to bring some of them white folks' monies on over here to the black man. Give her the opportunity to also put her advertising here and also have the opportunity to come and sit in the hot seat. I know that seat sometimes is not a comfortable seat.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It ain't did you too bad tonight.
Can I say one thing?
Huh?
Can I say one thing?
What?
Because you just brought up a very valid point. The majority of Memphis is people who look like you and me, right?
Right.
And what I'm not understanding, what's so hard for me to understand is why they don't get out and vote. Because they have the ability to completely shift this around so
Uh-huh.
that it's majority represented by people who look like them.
Uh-huh.
In other cities, that's what's done. I mean, like you just said, she's getting all of this money from people who don't look like her for reasons to benefit people who don't look like her. You guys need to get up and vote and solve that problem.
Okay.
Period. That's the solution. Show them that it doesn't matter how much money they throw at somebody that's bought and paid for, they just wasted their money. Get up and vote.
Okay. Thank you. Put the phone number up there. She just done took over.
Tony Thompson.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Matthews.
Good
My
evening.
question is for Nicole Claiborne.
Hi.
Um, hi, I've seen your flyers and I've seen your commercials, and it says that you are an advocate for education.
Hi.
So my question to you is, what is it that you can do for education here in Memphis? You know, I've been looking around and I've been checking out the status of the schools. When many of our optional schools who were previously rated at 5 dropped down to a 1 on this school year, that's an indication that our education system is in trouble.
All right, let me, can I say something? Let me intercede right here. There's nothing that city council can do about the educational system. Okay?
What about the funding?
No, the only thing, here's the only thing that the city council can do when it comes to the school system is approve the budget. No city council person, the mayor, anyone has anything that they can say about the day-to-day operation of the school system. Not only is it city law, but it's state law. In the charter of the state of Tennessee, municipalities cannot interfere in the day-to-day operations of the school system. I will hear candidates that don't know anything about what they're talking about say what they're going to do for education. The only thing that they can do is approve the budget. That's all that they can do.
Right. So as it relates to the budget, as a councilwoman, Nicole Claiborne, what is your stand?
Being that I would be limited in, like, I made it publicly known I'm not for vouchers, even though I can't speak on vouchers. But as a council person, I will say the only thing that would be more likely to get my vote as a yes is if I can see how it helps the students, the actual students down the pipeline. So that I would be more inclined to vote yes on something if I can see this actually helps the students. And it's not top heavy with all the executives and everybody else, but the people who are actually in the trenches with the students.
See, you'll find, ma'am, that the majority of the budget is going to administrative costs and not to educational costs, okay? While the council cannot mandate any actions to the school board or to the administration, they can, in the process of negotiations, say, you know, I think this is where these dollars need to go, and if you want my vote on your budget, then something needs to be pinpointed in your negotiations that say that you're going to take X number of dollars and do this in this particular area. And I think that's probably the limits of what any school board member, I mean, not school board member, but city council member can do. Thank you so much for your call, okay?
Thank you. Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Go ahead.
Hi, my question is for Nicole Claiborne. What are some of your ideas for keeping people more involved in the community?
Ma'am, I lost you down there. You backed off your phone. Do what now?
She said, what are some of the ideas of getting youth involved in the community?
Okay.
Ideas for getting the people more involved in the community?
Okay.
I would allocate funds like for programs specifically for that, because I really think that a lot of generations were lost because nobody did hand back and help lift and bring them up.
Okay.
There has to be something for them. There has to be something put in place. So I would be an advocate for funding for programs for people, for young people specifically, so that they would be able to see themselves going somewhere. Right now, I just think they're lost with no direction because they don't see themselves going anywhere. I would definitely advocate for programs for the youth. I would.
All right, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
All right, the number is 901-231-9239. 901-231-9239. Give us a call. The candidate is here, and I'm going to just sit here and let her be a talk show host.
Really?
Go ahead, caller. Speak up, sir. You're going to have to speak up. Sir, speak up. Your cricket going out. Do what? Sir, get off the speakerphone and talk directly into the damn phone. Hello. Did you understand anything he said?
He said, what would I do about crime? He said, would I stay on the mayor to be on the police director about crime? That's what he asked.
And your answer to that is what?
I'm an advocate against fighting crime because it's scary in Memphis right now. You can't go to stores. You can't go to the gas station. You can't.
And hell,
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
damn so scared to go to Walmart. You're there. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I want to say hello to, Nicole Cavon,
Hello.
and, I want to let her know that she got my vote.
Why does she have your vote?
She got my vote.
Why does she have
I
it?
think it's 38114 area code, and she got my vote.
She got your
I
vote?
think she was very sharp,
Okay.
know about it, what need to be done.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome, y'all.
You got your one vote.
I need more votes.
901-231-9239 is the number to voice your sentiments to Nicole Claiborne. You've got to go and vote. If you're not registered to vote, the last day to register to vote is September the 3rd.
Indeed. To accept, press 1.
Go ahead.
Hey, Betty, how are you?
I'm fine.
Nicole Claiborne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Nicole, I want you said you had the district, the area code 38127.
38126
38127.
38127. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let me ask you about the Raleigh area, like where the old Raleigh Spring Mall used to be.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did the city council have anything to do with that?
That's not in her area. That area is going to be 128.
Oh, 128. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I'm in area 38127.
Okay, you're in the 127. But there's a lot that needs to be done in the Fraser community. So, what would you like?
I thought she said that she was 38127. I had a lot of questions.
No, she is in 127. She is 127. But you asked about the old Raleigh Spring Mall, and that's going to be the old Raleigh Spring Mall is 128.
Oh,
Okay, it's in the same zip code as my church, so it's 128. So relating to 127, now you can talk to her about 127.
Okay, that's like the Ed Wright, Raleigh, like the Ed Wright Community Center
Right, that's 127.
Okay. Now, how do you like did you like come out and support this area because the crime rate? Oh, is I know you can't do nothing about crime, but did you ever come out in this area?
Yes, ma'am. I was just out there this past weekend walking door to door, talking to people.
Okay. Okay. Nicole Kramer. Like I said, I like your ethics and I like the way you put things where I can understand it a lot better instead of all that politics and try to above everybody's head. And I like the way you're talking, so you most definitely got my vote too.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. What I like for those of you who have community groups in those areas, is there a number that they can contact you, Nicole?
Yes, there is. You guys can contact me at 901-213-8416. I'm on Facebook, Nicole Claiborne for City Council. I'm on Instagram, Nicole Claiborne for CC. And I'm on Twitter, N Claiborne, at N Claiborne.
They'll take that number, give it to T to put it up there for lower third.
213-8416.
If you would like to get actively involved in her campaign, you think that she's winnable, you think that she's the best candidate that you've heard thus far from that particular district, then call that number. Those of you who have community groups, those of you who are preachers and you allow candidates to come and visit your particular church and have something to say, call her. You got your little neighborhood groups in these areas, call her, and I'm sure that she's going to make herself available to those of you who live in those areas. I'm impressed. Tonight, I'm impressed. Last night,
Well, because you know what?
What?
This is the hot seat. And like my sister said, she said, if you can go and you can talk to Thaddeus Matthews, you can handle almost anything.
Well, you can. See, when you come and you can answer a question that I ask directly and don't take me around the world, then, okay, you know what you talk about. But here's what impresses me with you is that you've been in the community, you've been fighting already. Some of these folk I'd never heard of. I'd never heard of Jerry Curry.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You're on there.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine, sir. Go ahead.
I got a question for Nicole.
Okay.
Why do you think that other candidates are running for District 8 when there are other districts with no one running at all? What makes District 8 so special?
I think it's a hot spot. And see, the thing is, there's development going on. Like they're buying up South Memphis and all of these so-called blighted properties where they come in and reduce the area by saying it's blighted, make it very affordable for all these developers to come in, buy it up, and make it something else. So it's a hot spot. And like Jerry Curry, she got $100,000 just to be in their pockets so that they could feel like they could come in those communities and do what they want to do. So to a lot of people, it's about the dollar.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Call from Bring Me a Car. To accept, press 1.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Matthews.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Claiborne.
Good evening.
Go ahead, baby. Don't be trying to listen to your little phone.
Good evening, Ms. Claiborne. Good evening, Ms. Claiborne and Mr. Matthews. You make a shown up good candidate for city council lady to go along without Mayor Harrison because we over in District 7 have not had any representation. And the only thing that Bernie and Barbie do every district is get run out of Memphis. You make a darn good candidate. I love everything you said, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
I wish I could get your vote. You're the good council lady to go along with Mayor Harris. Because we over here something. But this new mess she got done by some bucket. It's so nasty in black neighborhood. It's a shame, oh God. I had to call 311 to get our car cleaned up.
311.
I love you, baby. You got my vote.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good, both of you. I'm going to tell everybody I
Thank you.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Baby, what's your zip code?
38108. They did more, they did nothing.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
got what you need nothing to run. To get run out of Memphis. That's all you need. Baby, I love everything you said here till last week. And I'm listening to you tonight. You ain't lying. That makes five break when you go with this education. It's not like the city. You got it, baby.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna push your boat. I'm gonna push it, baby. I love everything you say. You've been a good counsel lady for our mayor. W. Harris.
Thank
Love
you.
baby.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Now, one of the things, if you would like to donate, now she ain't getting the big money, like Jerry Curry. If you think that she's a candidate that you can help, what's your cash app?
$ vote Claiborne.
$ vote Claiborne. Can you add that to the lower third? Yeah, she's gonna add that $ vote Claiborne. If you ain't got but $5 or $10 or you got $100, if you would like to donate to her particular campaign, and it has to go down, you've got to send your name with the contribution. Those are the little financial laws that they got, so that she can itemize you on her disclosure. Everybody want to know how much she paid me. Well, and it's public information. Go and look it up. Okay.
I had to pay.
Oh yeah, she pretty and all, but she still had to pray. I noticed that the commercial appeal. No, was it the commercial appeal? One of them newspapers. No, it was a commercial appeal. Did an article on Dr. Harrington, and they mentioned how much Dr. Harrington, the only somebody he done paid is for the headquarters and Thaddeus Mantes. And they put the figure that was out there that Dr. Harrington has paid me. It ain't no secret. In fact, Doc was the first somebody that gave me an envelope. Wasn't it, Dale?
Yes, he was.
He said, I know it ain't free. I said, Doc, you know I love you. But no, sir, it ain't free. Okay? So, yeah, but she's not getting the big developer dollars. If you think that you would like to help in her campaign, yeah, go and put it up there. Put it up there for a minute.
And I want to thank those who donated last week. It was greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Did they give you something last
Yeah,
week?
they gave me some money last week.
I can call her voicemail. Goodbye.
Okay.
Vivian Hill.
To accept, press 1.
All right. Go ahead, Vivian Hill.
Good evening, Reverend Matthews.
Good evening,
and Mrs.
Vivian.
Claiborne.
Good evening.
Reverend Matthews, I am very impressed with Miss Claiborne. She was direct. She answered your questions. She's very informed. Congratulations.
Thank
Even though
you.
I'm not in your area, I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
But you know other people that are. Okay?
Yes, I do.
You got
And
family
I
members?
certainly will encourage them
Yeah, when them people come by there,
to
the
vote
the
for
back.
Nicole.
Yeah, when them people come by there to get them cemetery holes, tell them.
Don't start, Reverend Matthews.
When they come to get a grave, tell them, go and vote. Go and vote. It's important that every citizen votes. And she brought up an interesting point. She looks, when the developers and the elite in this city, they look at the turnout. They look at who goes to vote and where they vote at. And they see
And
it.
she will certainly be an asset to Mayor Harrington.
Yes, she
Very
will.
well.
Yes. She'll be another Janice Footy love. All right. Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you was gone. All right, you see it on the screen. If you would like to get involved in her campaign, there is the number 901-213-8255. 8416. 901-213-8416. If you have been impressed like I've been tonight, Cash App, $vote Claiborne. Must put your name with it. I think you have to put your name with it anyway. Would you send a donation? If it ain't for $10, if it is not for $5, she needs some more signs. Early voting is gonna start. She's gonna have to, them people that be on the poll. She needs poll workers. Okay, she's going to need people to work on the poll. Even if you want to volunteer 1 or 2 hours in the early voting. Let me tell you, races are won not on October the 3rd. If you want to put her in office, you want to put Dr. Harrington in office, you must go out doing the early voting. Do not wait till October the 3rd. The races now are won in the early voting. I think that starts September
13th.
The 13th of September is the beginning of early voting. Go and vote. You know your particular area needs help. You are impoverished, it's dirty. You need somebody that's going to be on the council that is going to be fighting for you. JB, I want to get you in here so that we can hear what you're going to do. Then I want to see if you'll sit here at the table with Nicole and debate the issues. I don't know if you're going to get a chance with Jerry, okay?
No.
But Ms. Carey, you need to talk with this young lady too. Do not, look, see, don't fall into the mindset that she's going to have a whole lot of money and she's going to have to spend every dime. Because I'm sure right now, Jerry Curry is sitting somewhere watching this particular program. If she's not, she's a dummy. She ain't got no business running for office if she's not watching this particular program on tonight. Now, one of the things that has happened is that Nicole has been taken for granted. She just that girl from over there in South Memphis. This young lady is 48 years old. She ain't no baby. She ain't no spring chicken.
Really?
Huh?
I am. I'm just older, not old. Older.
I just said, you 48, you ain't no spring chicken.
Who told you that?
Huh?
Who told you that?
Well, okay. She's a spring chicken that's 48 years old. So, and she's an educator. She's in the school system. She's out there with your children, but she's been involved in the struggle of South Memphis. She, in fact, lives exactly where she has stated that she lives. I got to ask Mr. Smiley, do you live actually at 901 Mississippi? I got to ask him that because that's what I do. Okay, I can't softball anybody. Do you live there? What about this other address where you got this mortgage on this house? Okay, I got to know that. I got to bring him in. I've got to talk to him. He's purchased advertising, but I tell everyone that has purchased advertising, that does not mean that I'm not going to hit you with the questions. And I do a background check on everybody that I bring in this program. I run through all of your debts, everything. I got one of them computers, smart computers, that go through and tell me how many times you have filed bankruptcy, how many folk you owe, all that stuff. Every time you've been to court, what you went to court for, I can do that. If you've been to jail, then okay, I can do it. Nicole ain't been to jail. You been to jail?
Mm-hmm.
What you go to jail for?
That was a long time ago.
What you do?
I didn't do anything.
That's what they always say.
No, I was in Atlanta. At
You was
this,
where?
in Atlanta.
Oh, that's the
long
reason I
time
didn't find
ago.
it. Okay.
Yeah, long time ago. Nah,
Who
I've
you-
seen it.
Who you jump on?
I didn't jump on any. The thing is, a friend of mine, I thought it was a friend.
Uh-huh.
A friend of mine's cousin said he goes to auctions and buys cars. Now, this is the 90s. I know guys say it now, but this was a long time ago. Say he goes to the auction and he buys cars. So I was like, okay, I'm in the market for a car. I want to see what he had. I go over there. He had this convertible Spider, champagne with peanut butter interior. I was like, I like that. I can see myself in that. Convertible. So I gave him some money. He said, Nicole, you can keep it for the weekend. I said, oh, you gonna let me keep it for the weekend test drive? He said, sure. I'm driving. I'm flying, hair blowing in the wind.
Uh-huh.
Police get behind me. I said, oh, I'm finna get my first ticket. He didn't get out.
You was excited about getting your first ticket?
He didn't get out. Car behind me. Next thing I know, car pulls up in front of me. Car pulls up beside me.
Yeah.
They get on the
You
speaker and
forget
tell
more
me.
the ticket.
Yeah, they tell me to get out the car and put me in the back. They say I stole the car. Come to find out, he stole the car. And because it was that year's model, the amount of that car was a felony. So they locked me up.
Uh-huh.
Come to find out, though, it was a big ring in Atlanta at the time it all came out, and
They cleared you.
Yeah.
So a man stole a car to impress you.
No, he was selling stolen cars.
Oh, okay.
But he was saying he was going to the auction to get them and having people buy them, but in actuality, they were stolen vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I got a mugshot. I do.
Was your hair fixed?
No, I was not happy.
Wasn't a pretty mugshot. You wasn't smiling on your mugshot.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. You see it there on the screen. If you want to get involved in this campaign, call Nicole Cleveland. If you live in those areas, those zip codes, 38103, 04, 05, 06, 07, 09, 38114, 115, 116, 126, 127, 132, 141. This is the candidate you need to be considering. Hey, she's impressed me. Has she impressed you? Let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show.
They said you ain't gotta worry about Nicole. They gonna pay your bond. They gonna get you out.
They gonna do what?
For real?
They do what?
They'll pay her bond. They gonna get her out. If you got two guys asking, begging for you to say their name on TV.
What? What are you on?
Oh, YouTube.
Facebook.
YouTube. Well, Facebook was talking about they'll pay a bond.
I would have made her bond.
That was scary though. Can you imagine? I'm thinking I'm finna get a ticket. They yelling, "Get out the car!"
Were those logos?
Yeah.
The one with the mic is more, but the ain't nothing. I got the radio and I got the mic, but they should have been a cross or something in it. Don't you think?
That's what I was gonna, I'm not done. Those just two.
Okay. What was the other one saying?
Those were cuss words.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
His name was Israel, wasn't?
But what made me so mad was I'm looking at the girl who I knew because we had gone to college together. I'm like, did you know your cousin was? Are you part of this?
Yeah, because they knew you had cash money to pay for the car.
They got me good.
Huh?
They're gonna attack my poor mayor.
Then attack who?
So they're gonna attack my poor mayor.
What they to say about the mayor?
He got swag.
He got some what?
Swag.
Oh, I gotta tell him too. He keep trying to get on my page too to go to the campaign.
Uh-huh. Let's see, it's wonderful. I want to ask, because I want to bring it up before he gets here.
Right, so he,
Today is Thursday.
It is. It happens to be that.
Although why I was thinking it was Wednesday. That's Michael R. Williams over there. You read Michael R. Williams?
Who is that?
Nicole
I've
Claiborne.
never met you in person, but I remember posting something and you put a long speech back in me on the Claiborne Homes page. It was about when the mayor was doing I am Memphis instead of I am a man.
Yeah,
And I voiced how I felt about it and
Yes.
said that it vexed me.
it vexed me too.
Yeah, and we agreed on that. And but how you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. What's going on, Thaddeus Augustus?
Nothing but hard work, man. Tired as I can be. I get up at 5:30 in the morning, do them 3 hours on there, try to sleep for another hour. Some days I can't.
Make that money out there hustling. That's what comes along.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show in the closing moment. Put that information about her back up, her lower thirds up. Save that because we're going to use that. This young lady is prepared for the city council. Unlike, and again, I like Salisbury, but he just was not prepared on last night. Tonight has been refreshing to see someone that is young and innovative and ready to make a change. And I think she can do that. She deserves your vote. JB, I'm waiting for you to say that you're ready. You've purchased advertising here. I'm waiting to bring you on the air. I want to talk to you about several things, and I want to talk to you about these issues that have been brought up tonight on revitalization, public safety, benefits for the police department. So contact me tomorrow, man. I've called you 3-4 times, and I ain't got no call back. Fred Dortz, you his handler, call me. Let's set up a date to bring him on there. Also, I want you to remember in City Court District 1, we're gonna get her commercial cut next week. Latrina Davis Ingram. Young lady, I met her. For those of you, see, and I know that some of you tried, there was somebody else that was going to run against her, and they had a conversation with that young lady to get her out of the race. Latrina Davis Ingram. Ain't nobody gonna have nobody's permission to run for office. Some candidates are better than other candidates. I work for my candidates. I work hard for my candidates. Some say I go beyond the call of duty, but I do what I have to do to support those who I know are good candidates, okay? Nicole Claiborne. I would love to see a debate between you and Jerry Curry. That's what I'd love. I'd love to see that. Miss Curry, and I know you're watching, Jerry. I know you're watching. You probably ain't gonna spend no money with me, because with that $100,000 that the white folk then gave you, the white folk then told you who you could spend it with and who you can't. And so I know the white folk then told you, you can't bring me no monies, okay? And I know that when the white folk own you, the developers, the elitists, and I looked at that list of folk who gave you money, no, they ain't gonna let you bring no money to me. But do not underestimate this young lady right here. Don't underestimate her. The people will make the decisions. How many minutes I got, T? Because Michael R. Williams looked like he ready to go. I got 7 minutes. I want you, Nicole, to look into that camera. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. Let me know when her 3 minutes is up in my ear. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to convince folk that you are the best choice and why they should vote for you. And while she's doing that, go to our Cash App, $ vote Claiborne. Somebody wanted to know what the limit was. The limit is $1,600. But do like the developers do. You send a 16, then go in there and get your 5-month-old to donate 16, get the cat to donate another 16. That's the way the game is played. Look at that camera and just do your thing.
I'm Nicole Claiborne. I'm running for Super District 8, Position 1. I am the candidate for this position because I will fight. I have been fighting. My record speaks for itself. And again, I have not been groomed. I haven't been to all the classes. I haven't been taught politics as usual. I'm running because I'm sick of politics as usual. I'm representative of the community. I am sick of us getting the short end of the stick. You all need to show these big developers and these people who think they can buy their way in that you can cast a vote and totally disregard what they thought was going to happen. I need your support on September 3rd, September 13th for early voting. Go out. Memphis, make a change. Be everything that this city has the potential to be. But that's going to require you to cast a vote and be vocal about what you want. In saying that, I also want to say this Sunday at 3:30, we're at Claiborne Point in honor of my uncle, Edward O'Barron Claiborne, for his memorial. That was something I also had to fight for. Now, a lot of people were upset when Nathan Bedford Forrest got his day. But you can't be mad at people who get a result because they're vocal about what they want. You too have to be vocal. And on September 13th, I need you to vote Nicole Claiborne so that I can fight for you.
Is that 3 minutes? Was that 3 minutes? You got your little speech in, you know.
I did.
I may drive. I got 4 minutes left. Okay. I may drive through that Sunday evening. What time is it?
3:30.
3:30. Okay. I want you to work hard. You know, want you to work hard, stay visible, go to these community organizations. Maybe you can go to some of these people and see if you get some endorsements. Talk to Michael R. over there with the Memphis Police Association. I don't know whether they have endorsed anybody in that race as of yet, but it'll be interesting just to see you sit there in front of that committee that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they ask you some tough, them police, oh, they ask you some tough questions.
Which race?
Huh?
Which race? Which race?
8-1.
Super District.
We looking for somebody.
They looking for somebody.
Hi.
Did you listen to the show tonight, Michael?
I didn't change.
Okay. You need to get in touch with Michael R. Williams. They said they're looking for someone to endorse. That means they give you a check too. They have good checks. Okay.
Campaign could use a check.
You need to also call Rick Thompson at the IBEW. Okay. I'm gonna give you his direct cell phone number. I'm sure Rick is watching on tonight. Okay. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to endorse Jerry Curry. But listening to you tonight has been a joy. It's to hear somebody come in and not dance around the question. You didn't even piss me off.
They did that before we started.
That's all right. It didn't fall on you. But when people come in here and they dance around the questions, you cannot answer direct questions. It pissed me off. Then I go in. But JB Smiley, I do need you to come on, man. You've purchased advertising on the show. I need you to come and be a guest on the show. There are some things I'm concerned about in your race, and I want to talk to you about them, give you the opportunity to tell the citizens of this community why billboards and yard signs don't talk. The people of this community need to hear from you, my brother. Like I said, I've called you 2 or 3 times. I called Fred Doris today, who's handling you. look, come on, man. Any night next week that you want to be here, you can do it. All right. Don't forget, bright and early in the morning, 6 o'clock, the best in blues on AM 1600 WMQM. Please tune in the morning. If you're out of the city, you can go to the Tune In app. Those of you in Atlanta, I will be in Atlanta for a few hours on next week. I'll tell you why I'm going to be in Atlanta the end of next week. But I will be in Atlanta Monday night, but I'll be back in Memphis on Tuesday. Early Tuesday morning, I'll be back in Memphis. I'm going to Atlanta to appear on a show. That's what the cussing pastor do. He travels and do the cussing pastor thing. All right, y'all do the Nicole thing. There it is, the Cash App, $ Vote Cleveland. If you'd like to be involved in her campaign, area code 901-213-8416. Somebody just texted me, you and Michael ain't mad no more. I wasn't mad at Michael. We just had our differences. You know,
Jesus.
they text me, you and Michael ain't fighting no more.
Yeah.
Huh? Michael and I have known each other since Manassas High School, and we ain't gonna always agree. And he gonna voice his opinion. I'm gonna voice mine. I'm gonna go. T, I see you. Let me go. Hell, T, winding me up. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
We're gonna bring you back right before early voting. Can you handle a third time in the hot seat?
Yeah, I just had to have lots of
Okay.
water.
All right. Top of the evening to you.
Third time. You've been here twice already?
Yes, sir.
What? Yeah, we can't get with John Kerry.
Huh?